Hello and welcome to our Freebie Friday video. Today I've been asked to answer a question relating to tenancy during a pending foreclosure. Owners sometimes will tell the tenant what's going on, sometimes they don't. Typically they're supposed to give you a heads up and say, this is what's going on, so your lease might be cut short. If the landlord does that, then they're really fully protected because anything can happen. You can negotiate your rental rate based on that information and see if they'll agree to something a little lower because of the uncertainty that might come in the future. So what are the tenant's rights? Let's say that the landlord did say, okay, I'm in pre-foreclosure, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll give you a 1-year lease anyway, and you agree to that. This question came up in the context of a lady that was under a 1-year lease, and the landlord had explained to her that she was going through a little situation with her mortgage company and trying to get a loan modification, but the loan modification had not been approved, so it was in pre-foreclosure status. Well, the tenant's question is, can I stop paying my rent if I'm getting notices from third parties saying that this house is going to foreclosure sale? And the quick answer to that is no, of course not, because your agreement is with the landlord, not with the mortgage company. So your lease is still effective as long as the landlord is able to provide you the space that you rented, that you agreed to rent. And so you would owe the landlord your monthly rents. If, for instance, the foreclosure actually does go through, then at that point you'll get a notification saying that the property now belongs to Bank A or Bank XYZ, and that bank is then the person that you would enter into another lease agreement with if you wanted to. But the law does protect you in the sense that you can buy time to be able to relocate if the foreclosure actually goes through, but the law does not protect you in the sense that you stop making your rent payments altogether. So you will continue to make your rent payments to the landlord that you had the lease agreement with, and then if the bank or a different mortgage company comes up and says, we've foreclosed on this home and now we would like you to move out, then you'll tell them, I need more time to move out. And I believe that you have the right to ask them for a 90-day period to be able to relocate and find another place and things like that. Now, will you then have some kind of recourse against the landlord for not being able to give you a 12-month lease? You don't really have a lot of recourse against the landlord because of the agreement for the mortgage is between the landlord and a third-party lender. So it has nothing to do with you really, except that your lease was cut short, and the law protects you in allowing you to ask for a time extension to find a new arrangement. And that is our quick review of that question. If you have more specific questions regarding that, then definitely contact me directly and I'll be happy to answer those. Again, these videos are for educational purposes, so these are not exact in the sense that they relate to a specific situation, but this is generally how the law works, and this is just to give you an overview. So we'll talk to you next time. Happy Friday.